Important person at the moment in the European field in social innovation. And we'll talk about the international trends in social innovation, isn't it, Jürgen? So, your time, thank you for coming. And we'll come to San Sebastián again.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Alfonso, for introducing me so nicely. I'm glad to be here in San Sebastián, even if I suppose the weather would be better. But so we can concentrate on the summer school and we will work upon social innovation. As Alfonso already said, my talk is about the trends of social innovation, concepts, and also I would like to give you some examples, and I think I try to give you an overview over the discussion. And it's not very easy because social innovation has become a global movement from New Zealand to Chile, in Europe and in Asia, and so it's very difficult to give an overview, but I think I try my very best and also try to say something that I would say is very important, that we just see a new innovation paradigm coming up where social innovation plays a very important role. And I also would like to define the major challenges regarding the promotion or fostering of social innovation. And if I have some time left, I would like to give a prospect for future research in the field of social innovation. So where to start? I would like to start with my country, Germany. It works? Yeah, it works. And I would like to start with my country, and as in a lot of other country, the German innovation policy is very much technology oriented. The central strategy of the German government is called the high-tech strategy for Germany, and it says that emerging technologies are the basis for new products, processes and services which can contribute mastering current social challenges. And it says without them, without the new technologies, innovation would be unthinkable. And I think that's not true. It's an old-fashioned view on innovation, because I think the use of technology measures alone did not resolve the world's most important problems, and unforeseeable side effects are also connected with a lot of technologies we know. And so I agree with the Vienna Declaration that summarizes the results of our conference we did 2011 in Vienna, and that brought together 300 researchers on the topic of social innovation in Vienna, and they said that the tracks of international research on innovation demonstrate that the technology-oriented paradigm shaped by the industrial society does not cover the broad range of innovations indispensable in the transition from an industrial to a knowledge and service-based society. And such fundamental societal changes require the inclusion of social innovation in a paradigm shift of the innovation system. And against this background, I think it becomes more and more obvious that the technology-oriented paradigm that was shaped by the industrial society is increasingly losing its function, ability to function, and that the transition from an industrial to a knowledge and service-based society corresponds with a paradigm shift. And this paradigm shift also implies an increasing importance of social innovation as compared to technological innovations. And if I understand that right, it was also one main point of the talk of my pre-talker. So 100 years after Schumpeter has developed his economic theory of innovation, I think it's necessary to have a broader understanding of innovation. And this new understanding of innovation, as described, for example, by the expert of an OECD study, the new nature of innovation, is essentially characterized by the opening of the innovation process to societies and alongside companies, universities, research institutes, but also citizens and customers. And I also have to say also employees, and Peter will really say something about the importance of employees in the innovation process, become relevant actors within the innovation process. And aspects like co-creation, user involvement, global knowledge sourcing, networks are special aspects of this new innovation paradigm that are very important. And we also think that technology plays an important role in this new innovation paradigm, but not longer as driver of innovation process, but as an enabler for a new social practice that allows us to work upon the challenges we have to face. So this paradigm shift also implies an increasing importance of social innovation as compared to technological innovation. And we think there's a lot of evidence that social innovation moves from the margins to the mainstream of the innovation debate. And there are a lot of political initiatives. So there's one initiative that President Obama announced, the establishment of an Office of Social Innovation in the White House when he was first elected to 2009. And he allocated a fund for social innovation, a fund with $50 million. That's not so much if you see that, for example, Horizon 2020 will have $80 billion, but still it is a beginning. And we also find a lot of initiatives here in Europe. Barroso said that we need a new understanding of innovation, and especially social innovation is very important to become successful in the European strategy. And I think Werner Wobbe tomorrow will give a very good insight in the European discussion and the multiplicity of initiatives in the European Union. And we can see that social innovation is a phenomenon throughout the world. That's a selection of partners of a project we're just preparing with the European Union, where we have partners from Australia, New Zealand to Chile, and from Canada to Southeast Asia to Russia. And the most important thing is that it doesn't depend on the cultural background. You find social innovation projects in China with a Confucian background. You find them in Turkey with a Muslim background, a less Islamic background, in India, and so on and so on. It really is a global phenomenon, and it's very interesting that in the different countries the understanding of social innovation is quite different, but all think that social innovation become a very important part in the new innovation paradigm. So, however, the area of social innovation has been ignored as an independent phenomenon in socio-economic research on innovation. And you find a lot of different concepts and ideas and thinkings about social innovation you find in this cloud. A lot of terms and concepts that are connected to social innovation. And so Paulette Will, two Australian researchers, says that social innovation is a term that almost everybody likes, but nobody is quite sure what it means. So what do we understand from social innovation? If you look in the European Union, you find social innovation defined as innovations that are social in both their ends and their means, and that are innovations and new ideas that simultaneously meet social needs and create social relationships and collaboration. And we think that is a very broad definition of social innovation, that could all innovations could be seen as social innovation if you take this definition. So we have a more sociology enlightened definition of social innovation. We say that social innovation is a new combination or a new configuration of social practices. It's not a technology, it's not an artifact, it's not a steaming engine or a computer, but it's the way we work, we manage, we consume. It's a new practice in certain areas of social contexts prompted by certain actors or constellation of actors, and that they have to be finally institutionalized as a new social practice to become from an invention to an innovation that really changes the way we work together, we think together, and we live together. So you may say it in a maybe a more precise way with Crozier and Friedberg. They say we can understand social innovation as a process of collective creation in the course of which the members of a particular total population learn, that is, invent and establish new ways of playing the social game of collaboration and conflict, in one word, a social practice, and in the course of which they acquire the necessary abilities to do this. And if I try to summarize the three main aspects of this new innovation paradigm, I would say that is a process that which changes, that is the opening of the innovation towards society. It's the objectives, it's not only economic objectives, but it's also new demands, social needs, and societal challenges, and the content also changes from the technology to non-technological, cultural, social aspects in this process. So, that brings me to the question, what are examples of social innovation? And I would like to say that you find social innovations in nearly every societal areas. They are not exclusively, for example, for civil society. You find them in the civil society, you find them in state actions, and you also find them in the business world. And I would like to give a few I would say very exciting examples of social innovations that are very much discussed in the contemporary work and international debate. So I think one of the most exciting social innovation is social entrepreneurship or social business. We will have a presentation later on by Jeff to this and the ambivalence of this concept, but I think it's a very important social innovation because it combines entrepreneurial activity and social goals, and it's an innovative and pragmatic sustainable entrepreneurial activity that tries to bring significant positive change in society. And one of the most important social entrepreneur, maybe Muhammad Yunus, the founder of the Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, that makes available microcredits for low-income clients. And this method of the Grameen Bank has been applied in many countries. Also in developed countries, for example in Germany, we have also microcredits in special areas of society with a high migrant part of the population to empower them to develop their own business. I also would like to mention Victoria Hall, the founder of the Institute for One World Health, that is a welfare-oriented pharmaceutical firm in the United States and that develops pharmaceuticals which are not financially profitable. These are two outstanding examples for countless social entrepreneurs, but there are also a lot of social innovations that are not connected to one special person. For example, the concept of car sharing, the common use of cars to solve some problems of transport and mobility and bring on sustainable change within some communities, some cities, and also some countries. That is an important social innovation in the field of sustainable development, and that is also true for the concept of corporate social responsibility. What is a responsible entrepreneurial activity referring to the environment, employees, and other stakeholders, and that also influences economic success and earns social and ecological benefit in a long term. There's one important example of a social innovation that was and is very important for Germany's successful way through the financial crisis. It is not only the strong industrial basis of the German industry, but it's also the concept of short-time work, that focus on the reduction of working time instead of dismissal people, and that was developed in collaboration between economy and politics and also trade unions with the goal of maintaining workplaces in times of crisis, and that saves a lot of working places in Germany, and that was a very successful strategy. There's also fair trade, what I would say is a social innovation in the relationship between rich and poor countries, and that tries to promote higher income for producers in developing countries, and that's a very important social innovation. And in these countries, in these developing countries, there are a lot of initiatives. For example, in Latin America, where poverty reduction is one very important part of the social innovation strategies in these countries. The most of these were not developed by the state, but comes from the civil society, from community, from activists in the society. For example, an initiative that is called Un Techo. That is an initiative that tries to organize joint work of families living in the extreme poverty with young volunteers, with the goal of overcome poverty in slums, and that is begins in Chile and is also applied in Colombia and other Latin American countries, and that is also focused on promoting community development. And you find more information. I only can make a short overview. You find more information about these initiatives in the homepage. Another very important initiative is Litter of Light that was developed in the Philippines, and that tries to give light to poor people in the poor areas of the country Philippines, also applied in Chile, and that works with a very simple technology, an empty plastic bottle, water and glue. The overall costs are $5 for this technology, and you see that you do not always need high tech to solve societal problems. That's very important. So, but you also have to admit that social innovation is not a new phenomenon, if it is new as a part of the political debate. And we have in Germany, for example, the welfare program of Krupp, which is one of the steel barons in the 19th century, that tried to give social benefits for his employees, like flats and medical provision. And these initiatives become a part of the Central German system of national security, and that is also very important social innovation in earlier times. So even if there are a lot of exciting examples and initiatives in the field of social innovation, there's a lot to be done. And I would like to focus on one quote of Niccolo Machiavelli, one very important philosopher in the 16th century, and he said, "There is nothing more difficult to plan, more doubtful of success, nor more dangerous to manage than the creation of a new order of things. Whenever his enemies have the ability to attack the innovator, they do so with the passion of partisans, while the others defend him sluggishly, so that the innovator and his party alike are vulnerable." So that's a problem many innovators have in the field of technology and also in social innovation. And so the main question, I would say, is how can we bring these ideas, these islands of social innovation, and to make them, to use them for a systematic change, to come from some prompts, some initiatives, some experiments, to really a broader systematic change of our societies. And that is a very important question that is discussed in most of the countries where we have those initiatives. And I would like to give some major challenges to promote social innovation, and I'd like to mention some ideas that are in my view, very important. So the first thing is that we have to develop a clear concept of social innovation. As I said, there are a lot of ideas, there are a lot of interesting concepts of social innovation, but what is really that makes an innovation to a social innovation? And that is something we try to develop together with the European Union in a new project that will start at the end of this year, and that will help us, together with partners all around the world, to become clearer what a social innovation is about. A second very important challenge is to redraw the boundaries between business innovation and technology innovations on the one hand, and social innovations and economic innovations on the other hand. And we think that we need something like that we would call cross-sector collaboration. We say that social innovation is not reserved for one specific societal area. It's not only a thing for civil society, but it's also a thing for economic development. It's also a thing for political strategies. And as Fields and others from Stanford say, that increasingly innovation blossoms where the sectors converge. At these intersections, the exchanges of ideas and values, shifts in roles and relationship, and the integration of private capital with public and philanthropic support generate new and better approaches to creating social value. To support cross-sector collaboration, we have to examine policies and practices that impede the flow of ideas, values, capital and talent across sector boundaries and constrain the roles and relationship among the sectors. And that also means that we have to combine the potential of social innovation in the social economy, in the civil society, in business firms and in the state. And we have to promote alliances between universities, companies and the state around social innovation. And there are a lot of alliances in the field of technology innovation. In Germany, for example, we have a lot of science park and technology centers, but we need also center for social innovation, and where universities engage in those projects and not only in the project of technology development. We have to open the process of innovation to society, including all stakeholders in the development and diffusion of innovation, and we have to empower people, and that's a very important point of the European strategy, to empower people. What is very important in the field of poverty reduction, because there we have to empower people that normally are not connected with innovation processes, people that are not active to change their situation, and we need to empower those people to become proactive, to become entrepreneurial, to try to change their situation with help of other people, and to make them also as actors in this process. So, because social innovation needs the wisdom of the many, because it needs collaboration and trust, so we think that networks are very important success factors for social innovation. So networks can be described as one of the most important features of the new innovation paradigm that I try to describe in my presentation. And when I had the possibility during a conference last year in London to visit the British Museum for Science, there was a retrospective on the history of science and technology, and there was a tableau where they spoke about a funeral where thousands of people are on the street, and it was a funeral in the 19th century of a very important engineer in the Victorian age. And then this tableau says the following. It says, "It was a time when talented and energetic engineers could make enormous contribution, and for a while they were the superstars of the age. Thereafter, major projects became increasingly complex and drew beyond the grasp of a single person." And what is true for technology development is also true for social innovation. I think we shouldn't focus only on those people like Yunus and Victoria Hall. They are important, but I think we also have to focus on the people that work together in daily life, like the people that are in the organization, in the companies, normal people that have to be engaged in these processes because the problems are very complex, and so we need everyone to join those activities. And also such influential and successful social entrepreneurs as Muhammad Yunus say, most social businesses are likely to originate with one person or perhaps with a small group of people, friends, work colleagues, or people with a shared interest in a particular social problem. Within such small group, you may not have all the expertise, experience, ideas, and resources needed to make your social business idea into reality. Don't let that stop you. Look around for others and you can partner with. So I think that's a very important challenge that we have to face. As I already said, it's very important to have to think about how to scale up social innovation, how to diffuse the many ideas and experiments that are successful in one community. And I think we have to find new ways of diffusion and scaling up of social innovation, because social innovations have other ways to scale up, not only the market. We can find other ways to scale up social innovation. And one critical question is in this regard whether networks can help to facilitate those social innovation and to help us to become more successful, to give some contribution to broader social change. And so I think that we have to organize learning processes between those social economies, civil society, business firms, and we have to share knowledge. Maybe we need something like a knowledge bank that help us to bring together the most successful social innovation projects, or also those social innovation projects that were a failure, that didn't work, to learn from those. And we also have to identify venture capital for social entrepreneurs and social activities. What is also a very big problem, for example, in Germany, you get any money you need if you say, I would like to make a technology-oriented company, but if you say you would like to make a social business, no one will give you money. Up to now. That's a problem. And I think we have to think about how we can change that. Wesley and Moore, some Canadian scientists, they ask if we also need a new kind of entrepreneur. We know the social entrepreneur that is the inventor of a new norm, a new idea, or a new product, and say to scale up social innovation, we also may need something they call the institutional entrepreneur, whose job is to manage the context, to complex as it is, and to try to change the infrastructure for social innovation. So that would be a very important idea, to have institutional entrepreneurs that try to promote social innovation. So I think it's the last challenge, I would say, that social innovation must become a priority on the political agenda. So we need receptivity of governments to social innovation. We need incentives from government to promote social innovation, more resources, including research programs for promoting and fostering social innovation, and establish a multinational evidence base of promising practices. And we know that in the European Union this challenge is already high on the political agenda. The new research program, Horizon 2020, will have, I think, more than 8 billion of euros to promote social innovation activities. We find also a lot of initiatives in some Latin American countries, and I think also in Germany, which is a very technology-oriented country, there is the discussion if we do not need a second pillar of innovation processes that is about social innovation. So if you look around in the world, we find a lot of initiatives in the field of social innovation. I cannot go to it, but you see there is a will. Yeah. There is a lot of initiatives that try to promote social innovation. There are initiatives from universities and research institutes, but also from communities, from regional centers of social innovation. And I only would like to mention three. I cannot only mention it. Three initiatives. For example, there's a Center for Social Innovation in Toronto that was also a social enterprise that tried to give support for social innovation in this region. You find more information about these activities on the homepage. I had listened there. And we have those initiatives in Tilburg, in a city in the Netherlands, where 4 institutes of higher education join and to try to bring their competences to promote social innovation in the region of Tilburg. And I think a very important example from Latin America is the ANSPA, the Colombian National Agency to Overcome Extreme Poverty, and they founded in the last year a Center of Social Innovation in Bogota that gives money for a lot of innovation projects, social entrepreneurs in the different community. And that brings me to the last point of my presentation, namely a short outlook. We are just preparing a large-scale project together with the European Union that try to help us to find a better understanding of social innovation and to give a better overview over all those activities that we find in the world. That has 3 main goals. That is, on the one hand, to advance our understanding of social innovation and leading to a comprehensive new paradigm of innovation. Second one is that we try to undertake a European and global mapping of social innovation that also sees the differences within these regions, and also to give policy recommendation for the European Union how to promote social innovation more effectively in the European Union. So I skip a few of those, and I come to an end. And that is the end of my presentation. That is not a researcher, but it is a quote of a very famous French author in the 19th century. He said, "You can resist an invading army, but you cannot resist an idea whose time has come." And I think the time for social innovation has come, and if you like to know more, we can have a discussion after my presentation, but you also find new overviews of that, what I said, in these brochures. The first one you can download free from the internet. If you say Howaldt Social Innovation, you will find this brochure about social innovation and trends and research. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.